Alright, hey guys, so today I wanted to cover some great new Steam game bundles, including the Reaper bundle number 4, which I'll be focusing on a little bit later. This is $5 for 10 great Steam games. A lot of these are very positive and some really amazing throw-ins here like Kingdom Under Fire 2 and Redout the Enhanced Edition. And then on Humble Bundle last week, there was the Warhammer bundle 2020. I'll go over some of the games here as well. The $1 tier is fantastic, especially for Vermintide, and there's some great Dawn of War games included. Also, if you choose to purchase the full bundle here, you'll get a free month of Humble Choice, so that makes it a little bit more tempting. Also, the Humble Choice is having a promotion where if you buy a full year subscription, it'll be $12 a month. So that's a really good price considering usually it's $20 a month for the Humble Choice. So let's go ahead and move forward on the Epic Game Store. Torchlight 2 is currently free. This is an amazing action RPG, very similar to the likes of Diablo 3 or Path of Exile. You can play co-op with up to 4 players online. Super fun to play with friends. There's a lot of loot to be had, lots of content, and again, it's completely free on the Epic Game Store, so make sure you pick that up before it expires in a week. So let's go back, and first I want to cover some of the games in the Warhammer 2020 bundle, and I mention this every time, but there'll be referral links in the description below, and if you ever wanted to donate to this channel, through Humble Bundle is the best way because I get the full amount. If you decide to scroll down to the bottom of the page and click choose where your money goes, you can choose to split your purchase between Humble Bundle, charities, or you can split it with me if you use my referral link. You can actually send me the full amount, so I'm really appreciative for anyone who decides to do so. And if you wanted to donate $1 to this channel, you'll also be getting the $1 tier, so that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to go through some of the games here. I'm going to go a little bit out of order. I'm going to start with the main series, Dawn of War games. So originally, Dawn of War, this is a very classic real-time strategy game that I remember playing when I was very young. I would compare it to something like Command and Conquer, where you build up a base, you train units, and you have little skirmishes, and you try to destroy the opponent's base. I think it's a great game overall, and personally, the first one is my favorite Dawn of War game. So they also give you Dawn of War 2 in the second tier and Dawn of War 3 in the third tier. Dawn of War 2 changed the formula a bit, where instead of being a traditional RTS, the campaign is more mission focused, where you only have a few squads and you upgrade your main hero along the way. You have various skill points and so forth. Personally, I didn't like this one as much, but it does include a lot of content, especially for the single player campaign, and it has very positive reviews there. So the third tier includes Dawn of War 3, and this is where things kind of fell off a cliff here. It largely went unnoticed, terrible reviews, and based off that, I really didn't care to look into it too much further. The graphics look nice though, and getting it for this price might be worthwhile. Reminds me of when Command & Conquer died off with Command & Conquer 4. The developers just decided to completely ruin a good formula and tried to innovate things, but completely failed along the way, and the sales were awful, so they ran out of budget, and that's why there hasn't really been a new Command & Conquer or Dawn of War game. So those are the main series Dawn of War games. Also in the third tier is Space Marine, which is one of my favorites. It's a third-person shooter that is extremely similar to Gears of War. I absolutely love this game. Most people haven't played it, but if you like Gears of War or third-person shooters in general, I recommend picking that one up. So I'm going to go back up to the first tier. Vermintide is an excellent game as well. This is a co-op first-person action game similar to Left 4 Dead, where you go on missions and complete various objectives and face various bosses. Vermintide is actually a very good game, especially if you have a friend to play with. It's very addictive. Each mission you get new loot. There's different classes, highly replayable, and I highly recommend picking that one up. So for the sake of time, that's all of the games I'm going to focus on for this bundle. The rest of the games are more strategy focused, and also Blood Bowl 2 is a pretty fun game as well. Overall, I think $13 is pretty justifiable, especially considering you're going to be getting a free month of Humble Choice if you haven't subscribed yet. You can always make a new account and get the Humble Choice as well. But overall, I would say definitely pick up the first tier. Excellent choice there for just $1. Second tier is rather expensive, but still a very good price, especially considering you're getting Dawn of War 2, and overall, decent bundle. So let's go ahead and go to what this video should be focusing on, and that is the Reaper bundle number 4. It's only $5. Absolute steal. You're getting each one of these games for 50 cents. Keep that in mind. So let's go over some of them. The first one is the Texorcist. This is a bullet hell typing game. I really enjoy typing games, so this one is right up my alley. It's challenging, has a great style, and it's a very unique mix of two genres. If you are good at typing, you will likely enjoy this one. If you're not a very good typer, I would recommend ignoring that one. You'll get really frustrated. The next game is Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2. This is a side-scrolling run-and-gun shooter. It's a great arcade-style fun that reminded me a bit of Metal Slug. If you like the Metal Slug series, you'll probably enjoy this. It's definitely a joy to play in online co-op, and I believe you can play with up to 4 players. So moving on with the Technomancer, I remember this got a lot of hype when it was first released, but ultimately it got some pretty poor reviews. It's a rather mediocre sci-fi RPG that has quite a few flaws, but at this price, I'd recommend trying it out. The combat is rather rewarding, and this game has a lot of content if you get through it, but overall, don't expect a Mass Effect quality thriller, but it's worth trying out. Then there's Kingdom Under Fire 2. So let me start off by saying I'm a huge fan of the Kingdom Under Fire series. This is actually the 5th installment, and boy, oh boy, did this go through some development hell. For nearly 10 years, Kingdom Under Fire 2 was on the brink of collapse as it continued to experience delays, budget problems, and it was just a bit of an over-ambitious project. What is it? Well, it's an MMORPG alongside an RTS, alongside like a hack and slash hybrid. You can kind of think of Dynasty Warriors mixed with the Total War series, mixed with an MMO, mixed with some amazing graphics and huge scale battlefields with hundreds of units on screen at once. Overall, I thought it was a fantastic game, and you can easily sink dozens of hours into it. So next I want to cover Redout, the Enhanced Edition. This is one of my favorite racing games of recent years. It's kind of like a modern day F-Zero or Star Wars pod racing game where you're racing futuristic hovercrafts at blinding fast speeds through a variety of out of this world style tracks. Has great graphics, it's challenging, the gameplay is spot on, there's tons of levels, tons of unique vehicles. I absolutely loved it. The final game I want to cover is Rain World. This is a dark but very atmospheric and challenging platformer. This also has very positive reviews, and I really enjoyed the art style behind it, so definitely a good game if you're into platform. So that's it for the Reaper bundle number 4. Highly recommend it. $5 for 10 great games. The Humble bundle, definitely pick up the first tier. You're getting Dawn of War and Vermintide, absolute steal. Highly recommend playing Vermintide with a friend or two. And then make sure you go on the Epic Game Store and pick up Torchlight for free. Also an awesome game to play with friends. I love all these games that they're releasing that you can play co-op with friends. Very enjoyable, highly replayable. You can sink dozens of hours into them. And also just make sure you keep in mind that if you want to save money on the Humble choice, it might be worth paying the full year price for $12 a month instead of paying $20 a month. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.